Thank you for your support for my work. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if you haven't. Also hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. And let me know what you think of the video in the comment section below. Lastly, please share love of this content with the world. Oh, by the way, you can read the timestamp inside the description below and follow me on social media. Arigato. This is Songwriters Room, and I'm your host, Tomoko. Today's guest is Steph Payne. Steph Payne is a powerhouse songstress with a 4-octave range. From gospel roots in Pasadena, California, to belting out top 40 cover tunes currently in the Las Vegas circuit. When I saw her perform, I was mesmerized, not only by her vocal chops, but also her beautiful physiques, charisma, and fashion statement on stage. However, it has not been easy ride for her. She worked very hard to shed 85 pounds in 5 months by changing her diet and working out. What a transformation. She is also a true servant. She served in the Army as an intelligence analyst for 6 years and now a mother of 2 twin teenage daughters. Her new single, Already Over You, is out now from the new EP, which she's co-writing and producing with some of the current members of the male vocal group As Yet. 2 lucky winners will receive her new single MP3 plus Steph Payne special t-shirt as a package by messaging me via tomokomusic.com and let me know which part of the show you liked. So can I get a whoop whoop? Whoop whoop. So, ladies and gents, please welcome Steph Payne.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me, Tomoko.
Thank you for being on Songwriters Room, Steph. You look beautiful.
Thank you, and so do you, as always. It's always such a pleasure to see you and chat with you.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you. But first, would you mind giving us a quick 15-second live so the audience can get a little taste, please?
Absolutely. I will share a little bit of the single, and it goes like this. Just be on your way, 'cause I'm gonna be okay. I know you cheated, but I'm already over you. I'll be alright. I'm glad you're leaving, yeah, 'cause I'm already over you. I'm already over you. How's that?
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Just a little bit of the hook to my new single.
Yes, that single is so hot. Everybody loves it.
Thank you. We put a lot of time into it, and that song is true to my life. So I hope that everybody receives it and can really feel it.
Yeah, there's a particular person that you're talking about, right?
Well, no, not a particular person. It's just a compilation of, it's not about one specific person. It's about a lot of different experiences that I've had in my life, along with my co-writer and co-producer of this song, Parrice Smith. We kind of just sat and talked about our experiences in the industry, in relationships, friendships, business relationships. And it's just a vibe and a mindset, so to speak. So it's not written about one specific person.
Oh, okay, I see. So those guys are from As Yet, and that song is so hot that there's going to be a few different remixes happening, I heard. So tell us about that.
Well, there is a remix coming out in the US in a couple of weeks, along with the video. My video shoot's coming up this month, and we are going to have some bars. We're going to have a rap on there from the infamous, the legendary Father MC. So I am so pleased to be able to work with him. He's responsible for putting so many people on in the game. And he's just an amazing MC, rapper, and producer as well. So I'm excited about that remix too.
Congratulations, Father MC. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you. It's coming soon.
Let me ask you, because you served in the Army for 6 years, and Thank you for your service, first of all.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You had all this talent, so why did you decide to join the military?
Well, I grew up singing and performing, doing talent shows, plays, and I was in a little girl group, and I used to rap a little bit, so you may hear a few bars from me on this project as well. But yeah, I was young. I was 19 years old when I went to the military, and basically I was a patriot because I have a lot of family that were military veterans. My mother was a police officer. A cousin that's really close to me that I was living with at the time while I was going to college, she was a police officer. And it was sort of in my blood, And at the time I was going to college, I was playing basketball and playing sports, and I really couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with my life at the time. I was trying to figure out which direction I wanted to go in. And, my cousin suggested to me, she said, Steph, a lot of your family has been to the military. She said, there's a lot of benefits in doing it. She said, it may not be a bad idea for you to just join the military until you figure out what it is that you want to do, And I thought about it, and I said, it wasn't really something that I had wanted to do at the time. But once she put that bug in my ear, it settled with me. And the more I thought about it, the more it seemed like a good idea. So I walked into the recruiting office. I wanted to go to the Air Force, but of course the Air Force was out to lunch at 3:30 p.m. So the Army recruiters came out and said, hey, well, while you wait for them, why don't you come listen to what we have to offer? And I ended up going to the Army, actually.
Interesting. So was 6 years enough?
Yes. It was more than enough.
Did you live abroad? How experiences changed you?
It matured me a lot as a person. I had to grow up really quickly. Going into the military, from the first day, it's very shocking and traumatic because it's a system where they sort of break you down in order to build you up, sort of thing. And so it was very shocking for my first day in the military to be shoved into a cattle truck like sardines with a bunch of other people. It was scary. And so you just had to grow up really quickly. But as I progressed in the military, it has its ups and downs. It has its pros and its cons. But I grew up a lot. I learned a lot about the world. I learned a lot about my country. I learned a lot about human beings, period. And personal relationships. There was a point in time where I was in charge of 20 people that I was responsible for. And so you've got to develop as a leader. That was natural for me, a lot of leadership in my family, but I learned so much being in the military, and I'm grateful for it.
That's tremendous. So I also have to ask you, you've had an amazing transformation of 85 pounds weight loss. Now you are also a health coach. So for me, although I've been living in America for 23 years, I'm from Japan, and we have a totally different diet. And I also tried a plant-based diet too. So I would love to hear your take on a healthy diet.
Oh, okay. Well, you're beautiful. I don't see you as having any problems in that area, but I do know that probably Japanese culture is a lot of starch, right? I would think it's a lot of starch and probably a lot of fish.
That's true.
Don't we all love rice though? That was one of the hardest things for me.
Yes, and noodles.
And noodles. I love Asian food. I love noodles. I love rice. I love pasta. I love Italian food. I love soul food, cornbread and dressing, and I love the starches. And so that was hard for me to cut out. And that's one part of maintaining a healthy diet, is really moderating the starch. And when I was losing weight, I had to go on a high protein diet. So mostly meat and vegetables, lots of water. I had to cut out the sugar, and starches turn into sugar, especially white starches like white rice, white bread. So when I do have starch now, it's most of the time brown rice or whole wheat pasta, yams, things like that, rather than white potatoes. So, and I'm getting older. So at this point, anything that I eat will stick to me. So as soon as I have a piece of cake or a sandwich with white bread or anything like that, a plate of spaghetti, I can totally feel it in my body. So a healthy diet in my book is lots of protein, whether you get that from meat, tofu, whether you get it from protein shakes, plant-based protein, however you get it. You need high protein. You need lots of green leafy vegetables in your diet. So let's just say you had a plate of food, you're having dinner. You would have a quarter of your plate would be protein, and the other 3/4 would be green vegetables, whether that be salad, green beans, broccoli, asparagus. You can mix it up. And you've got to cut out the starch. So if you are going to eat starch, it's got to be very small portions, and preferably good starches like brown starches, sweet potatoes or yams and things like that. So high protein, low sugar, low carb.
Yes. Sugar and starch is the devil.
Yes, absolutely.
Starch, it sticks in your gut.
Yes.
Wild rice, black rice is great.
That's something I'll have to try.
Oh, it's delicious and it doesn't stick at all. It's a little more expensive.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. I normally eat brown rice or long grain brown jasmine rice, and I've come to love that much more than white rice at this point. So I'll try it.
Yeah, brown rice still sticks.
It does, and you can tell when you cook it because it's.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that black rice.
Yes, great. Let's get to the part 2 of songwriting.
I hope you enjoyed part 1. Please continue to watch part 2 about songwriting as well. And don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get notified about new videos of Songwriters Room, my new music, or Japanese series. Arigato!